Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me, Whiskey Hotel, and you're looking at a kill confirmed game on mission using the ACR. I've been using assault rifles a lot more lately. For a majority of Modern Warfare 3, only used submachine guns with steady aim, and that worked great for me. But I've been using assault rifles lately, and they're actually really fun. So it's like I'm playing Modern Warfare 3 for the first time again. But this game is pretty standard. It's kind of mediocre actually, but the reason I'm posting it is because it's just kind of fun. Because I was pretty drunk when I actually got this game. I always go play pool on Fridays, and usually I stay out pretty late. But the kid I was playing with had to work at like 8 a.m. the next day, so we ended up leaving at like midnight, and I was a little bit drunk, and I didn't feel like going to bed. Like, sometimes when I come home early from the bars, I just really feel like, I'm like, I want to fucking kill some people. But instead, I play Modern Warfare 3, and then sometimes I'm like the perfect level of drunk where I will do pretty well. But what I really want to talk about is just this weird thing that just happened to me. It's just like a random occurrence that has totally sent my day in like a totally different direction. It's given me something to talk about, and I really haven't even had enough time to digest it, like what happened and why. But I figured I would try to do it out loud over a commentary and see how it turns out. So I just got home from work, and I'm about to let my dog out. And as I'm walking to the back door, my doorbell rings. And the only reason my doorbell ever rings is when it's like a delivery. So I look through my peephole, and sure enough, there's the UPS guy. So I open up the door, and I step outside, and he goes, I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey, are you John Marks? And I was like, yes. That's a pretty standard question for a delivery guy to ask, because the package was addressed to John Marks. But he was actually asking for a different reason. He was like, are you Coral's son? And that's my mom's name. My mom's name is Coral. Kind of a hippie name. She's from California. But I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, I used to know your family really well. I was good friends with your father. And I don't know if I've divulged this on my channel yet, but my father actually died when I was really young. It was a couple days after my 5th birthday, and so I don't really have too many memories of him. But what I do remember from him is, going to church, and that's what I asked him. I was like, "Oh, how did you know him?" And he's like, "I knew him from church." And ironically enough, the apartment I live at right now is right across the street from what used to be that church. So it's kind of like this weird, planetary alignment, happenstance, where I'm talking to a guy, coincidentally, delivering t-shirts to me, that used to know my family 100 yards away from, the reason he knew my family. And he just goes on to tell me, he's like, oh man, your dad loved you so much. He's like, last time I saw you, you were this big, and he held his hands a foot apart, meaning that I was a baby or something. And he's like, oh, your dad loved you so much. He's like, he would never put you down. He carried you everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Thanks for sharing, because like I said, I don't have a lot of these insights into what it was like before my father died. And so here I am, just standing in my doorway, holding t-shirts, talking to a UPS guy, sharing memories about my deceased father. And that obviously has just taken my day and just turned it upside down. Whereas 3 hours ago, the only thing that I was thinking about was how I need to find a new place to live in the next 2 weeks. Now I find myself dissecting this interaction, because clearly he knew my parents and he was friends with them, but he didn't have a ton of experience with him, because like if the last time he saw me I was the size of a baby, like he missed out on a couple of years of my life, so he must have left the church or something. But it made me wonder like why my name, my father's name, and my mother's name like stuck in his brain for so long, because this had to be at least 20 years ago. So he's been going through life for 20 years. He's probably met thousands of people, seen thousands and thousands of names, being a UPS guy. And yet, Coral and John Marks, which is my name also, stuck in his head. Like me and my father have the same name. My full name is John Gaston Marks II. And he just had like a gut feeling or something that I was the correct John Marks. I mean, it's not a super uncommon name. But, like I said, like I don't, like my dad must have been a pretty awesome dude. Like and my family and my mom even, like if he had such a, you know, small window of exposure to my family, because after that my mother and I stopped going to church. She had to get another job, and you know, it spiraled from there. But I mean, like I said, they must have been pretty awesome and memorable, and you know, had a big role in the church. And it's fun, like, to think about that, but it's also weird because, like, that's a whole life that could have been. Like you know, obviously my life would have been different if I had a father, and maybe I would have been more exposed to the reasons that my father is stuck in this UPS guy's head for so long. But unfortunately that wasn't the way it turned out, and now I get these little snippets of information from people as the years go by about what my father was like, and it's a little sad, but whatever. Alright, there's 30 seconds left in the video. I'm not going to try and ramble on for the rest of it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully next time I'll come up with a more fun subject to talk about, but I'll see you next time. Later, dudes.